This footage that I just got of what's happening in my local city is terrifying. The government doesn't want you to know what's going on. Let's talk about it. So I came across something pretty crazy just a couple weeks ago, and then when I started looking more into it, I found out that there's actually a lot of this going on all over the country and in Canada too, all over the world, honestly. And it really raised the red flag, and I was like, I have to make a video about this. So what I got video footage of is a ton of military vehicles and military personnel holding guns and weapons on the side of the road right outside of a major city in Colorado. So I don't know what this signifies, but once I looked into it, I realized that there's all these other drills going on all across the country that are domestic military drills for domestic civil unrest operations. So let me show you this footage really quick before we get started. So as you could see, this was a line of military vehicles, and there was also men walking on the side of the road with guns out. So I don't know what's going on. This is pretty crazy. I've never seen anything like this outside of the major city that I live near. But it's kind of scary to see like what's happening. What are they setting up for? And the more I looked into it, just yesterday there's a drill in Tennessee and Kentucky. It's probably still going on, where they said to watch out for hundreds of military vehicles in the area and watch out for small arms, artillery, all these noises you're gonna hear. And just, don't worry about it. We're just training domestically. Speaking of the Appalachians, the government also had a massive drill just a few months ago to take on, quote, freedom fighters in North Carolina. The U.S. Army did. So that's really concerning. Why are we having our military train to take on domestic enemies and domestic threats? I really don't think that's the biggest and best use of our military, especially when we have things like World War III and nuclear war right on the horizon. Why aren't we focused on that? We're focused on the wrong things. There's been a ton of these drills all over the place. So in Canada, there's also been a military drill inside of a subway station in Toronto, in one of the biggest cities in Canada. And tanks were also spotted rolling through Toronto. Hundreds of tanks on a train line rolling through Toronto, one of the biggest cities in Canada. What is going on? What's happening here? Why are all these military personnel and equipment and all these things being moved around the country so much, and why are the cards being shuffled around so much and doing so much training? I really think something big is about to happen, because it doesn't even take anything to happen here. Even if, let's say, a nuclear device is set off overseas, that could cause martial law here, because we are indirectly in this conflict as well. So some kind of nuclear bomb going off overseas could cause a lockdown here. Some kind of food riots, starvation, hyperinflation, where people can't afford anything, or there's a run on the banks, or there's just no food on the shelves. That could also cause a martial law scenario where the government needs to step in and take over. And we talked about in some of my previous videos how big corporations have these contracts with the government, like FEMA and Walmart, to be turned into FEMA centers and turned into camps, refugee camps for people in times of crisis and times of martial law. So this goes hand in hand. What's going on here? We know what's going on, but I just like to throw the question out there to get people thinking. We know what's happening, but why isn't the government talking about it? If something big's going to happen, they need to let us know so we can get prepared. But they're not going to let us know. Think about Ukraine. They knew that they were about to get invaded, and they waited till they told everyone there, nope, don't leave, you're fine, you're safe, until the day they invaded, and then everyone tried to leave. The government knew what was happening the whole time, but they didn't want everyone to leave because they needed to force a bunch of the men to join the military. Because if all the men just ditched out before they got invaded, then there would be no one left for the draft of the military and to stay there and fight. So it's going to be the same thing here. We're not going to know until the last second, but governments are getting prepared, guys. Governments are the biggest preppers ever. They're the ones that prepare for everything. Governments are literally ready for a zombie apocalypse. They're ready for anything, guys. So you need to be too, because you don't want to get sucked into their plan. They have a plan for when SHTF stuff hits the fan. They have a plan. And you're going to get sucked into it if you don't have your own plan, because you're not going to have anywhere to go. You're not going to have any food. You're not going to have a plan. So you're just going to get sucked into their system and what they want. So something big is happening here. Have you guys seen any military build up in your area? Have you seen any equipment anywhere? This is really crazy. I've never seen this before. I'm sure it's happened before, but I've never seen it where I live personally. And it's pretty shocking to see. So let me know what you're seeing in your area. And do you think this is a real possibility? Do you think the government is setting up for martial law? And it could be anything. It could be a cyber attack. It could be a false flag cyber attack. It could be anything that we're setting up for here, to blame on this war, to blame on anything. There's so many different things up in the air now that could be blamed, that it's the perfect opportunity for a crisis. Who said that? Never let a crisis go to waste. So something big's going on. Let me know what you guys are seeing down in the comments below, and hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because I'm posting every single day, guys. And thank you guys so much for all the subscribers, all the views lately, all the new people. I see you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm super blessed to have you guys, and super thankful. So thank you guys, and have a blessed day.